Hello YouTubers, my name is Mark. I'm working for Dawnscale. Today I wanted to talk about how this year, 2014, is WWE's biggest year. For me, it is their biggest year probably since close to the Attitude Era. Just because I think that they have to be careful with what they're doing. You have to be, especially in terms of booking and how they're handling characters. You got to be very careful how you do that. You're going to have disgruntled players, you know what I mean, workers are going to be displaced, you know, they're not going to like it. And all of that, you got, you know, new reports out there, but I'll go into that later. First of all, number one, Daniel Bryan. The fact that they didn't put him at Royal Rumble enough is a travesty. My opinion is they should have let him win at the Royal Rumble. Enter number 30, win the Royal Rumble. Have, you know, Batista win at Elimination Chamber, and you could have done some sort of triple threat right there with Randy Orton, because Randy Orton would have gotten his rematch clause. You could have got Randy Orton, Batista, Daniel Bryan like that. But for me as a fan, I don't want Daniel Bryan's first, like, his moment to finally win. I don't want it to be at an Elimination Chamber. Don't get me wrong, I am a huge Daniel Bryan fan. I want him to win. I want him to win more than anybody. Because I think he's the number one guy. He's the most over guy in the company. But I mean, Elimination Chamber, you know what I mean? You want it to be much bigger. Elimination Chamber pay-per-view is just not, it's not that big a pay-per-view. Okay? It's the pay-per-view before WrestleMania. If anything, he should win at WrestleMania, but WWE screwed that up with the Royal Rumble. So now you have to put him in at WrestleMania, or the fans are just gonna boo the heck out of the two competitors. I mean, Randy Orton and Batista is not gonna do it for the main event this year. Promise you that. I mean, you got to, at the end of the day, put it like this, you have to make sure that Daniel Bryan gets his moment at WrestleMania, but the main event cannot be bad to the point that it's gonna be a bad WrestleMania. WrestleMania this year might be bad. Another one is CM Punk. CM Punk leaving, I believe it will definitely hurt the WWE. It won't kill them, okay? CM Punk is just one major player. He even said it himself. Okay, he said it himself in WWE. Many times we meet that epic shoot. He's just a spoke on the wheel. At the end of the day, he is just a spoke on the wheel. The wheel's gonna keep turning, like he says. It's gonna keep going. Okay, WWE's not going out of business. It's not gonna happen. Stop with that. Okay. At the end of the day, his departure hurts. But what hurts more is the locker room, because WWE wrestlers rely on CM Punk to really speak up for them. There's some wrestlers, Antonio Cesaro, finally getting his shot at Elimination Chamber, which I'm very happy to hear. And him beating Randy Orton this past Friday was also great. But yeah, really hurt the WWE, because at the end of the day, he's a major star, and he's leaving right before WrestleMania. So that hurts in a sense that now WWE is just scrambling now for these. And it's kind of sad, because more than likely before, Vince McMahon would have WrestleMania already written. It should be done. He should be thinking about WrestleMania 31. But now, this just the hot potato writing. I just don't understand it. And that basically, it's going to be alarming. Because now you got no stability. Okay? Especially with Triple H now putting his influence. And you could tell he's having influence on these. Because his boys, you know, the New Age Outlaws win the tag team titles. You know what I mean? All these guys, Bray Wyatt, all these guys that Triple H supports, Sheamus, they all of a sudden get pushed. Batista gets pushed. I mean, you know, Batista leaves for 4 years, and he comes back and wins the Royal Rumble to main event WrestleMania. That's just where we at. That's dangerous. This is why 2014 is their biggest year yet. One reason simple. Because they're playing a dangerous game. Okay? Triple H, coincidentally the game, Triple H being in charge now. And what he's doing now, letting part-timers come in Take away the main event spot. Literally take away the main event spot. Listen, I have no problem with Batista. I am a Batista fan. But at the end of the day, Batista should not be main eventing WrestleMania. Okay? If you want him to do a title run after WrestleMania, fine. Let him do a title run. He's not ready. He's not in wrestling shape. You should not put him at the main event WrestleMania, especially against Randy Orton. If it was Batista, Daniel Bryan, listen, I would have no problem with the rest whatsoever. Okay? At the end of the day, Batista's not The Rock. You need to get, unless you're The Rock, like The Rock has earned the right to be a part-timer and main event WrestleMania. He's earned it. He is The Rock. Okay, for crying out loud. Okay, he's a movie star. Batista, not yet. Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out in the summer. We'll see then. But it's their biggest year, without a doubt. Because of one simple reason, like I said, they're playing a dangerous game. Full-time talent, working their ass off for a whole year. And then you work so hard and you're so dedicated. And then you get to WrestleMania and you're expected to get a match, just one match in the pay-per-view. It doesn't matter if you're the first match or the last match. And you don't get put in at WrestleMania. Why? Because some part-timer, a part-timer, is taking away your spot. Who just shows up in January and then leaves after WrestleMania, which is after April. So he's only there for a couple of months. That I don't understand. I don't like it. But this is why it's the biggest year. Because now you're hearing reports. Now it's maybe not true. But you're hearing reports of several wrestlers leaving. Christian. Alberto Del Rio. Alberto Del Rio's not a main event guy. But he's a workhorse. You know what you're going to get from him. Week in and week out. He does good moves. He plays good wrestling. You know what I mean? He does some good moves. He could play good heel sometimes, in my opinion. Christian, he should be a lot better used. If he was used, he'd be a great talent. But he's not. Now you got CM, and then CM Punk leaves. Who knows? Dolph Ziggler, listen. If Dolph Ziggler doesn't get a push by 2014, I wouldn't even blame him if he left. Because his time is running out. And he cut an epic promo on YouTube, I believe, or social media. They didn't put it in Raw or SmackDown, but it was a good shoot. Good promo. Most of the good promos are if you tell the truth. And you could tell when it comes from within. Dolph Ziggler needs to have that push. Antonio Cesaro, listen, Antonio Cesaro should be a champion by now. He should be a WWE champion by now, or a World Heavyweight champion, but now they combine the belts. He should be a main event player by now. His moves are over. That uppercut is over. That spinning move is over. Okay? I'm happy that he's at the Elimination Chamber. He's got to, I think what they should do for WrestleMania is simple. Have Cesaro eliminate Sheamus, have Sheamus attack him in the middle of the match, cause Cesaro elimination, and have a feud between their two European guys. I would like that. But it's their biggest year for WWE because they are playing this game that it doesn't matter what the fans think because the fans are hijacking the show. Now, because the fans are hijacking the show with Daniel Bryan, now they actually care about the fans. They finally listen to the fans and they're giving them Daniel Bryan. So the fans have to keep doing that. Gotta keep hijacking the show. Keep doing it. Okay? Now, don't do any riots. That's out of line, in my opinion. That's like crossing the line. Don't do any riots. You're gonna cost somebody's life. But you keep hijacking the shows. You keep hijacking the shows, you will get the WWE to listen. WWE will listen. Okay? They're putting Daniel Bryan now in the main event spot. Okay? They didn't want to put him anywhere near. Okay? They're trying to bury the guy, for crying out loud. At the end of the day, though, it's their biggest year. Because if they don't satisfy the fans, if they go down this route where Randy Orton retains the title Elimination Chamber, and they just have Batista, Randy Orton, and they don't do anything with Cesaro after Elimination Chamber, and Daniel Bryan just keeps getting buried and buried and buried, or maybe he gets that one title run for like a month, and that's it, he loses it right back to like Randy Orton or Batista, it's going to be bad for WWE. Because it's not just in terms of support or sort of hijack. It's not even about hijacking anymore. It will be about losing viewers. You will lose interest in the product. Daniel Bryan is the most over guy in the company, yet they don't want to put him in the main event at WrestleMania. Just my opinion, I don't understand it. And CM Punk leaving, one thing, he's not jealous of Daniel Bryan. People keep saying he's jealous of Daniel Bryan. He's one of Daniel Bryan's biggest supporters, for crying out loud. He even said in an interview, it says it should be Daniel Bryan's year. I don't understand it. it's a big year for WWE because they can't screw this up in terms of you got momentum with this guy. Okay, for years WWE has screwed momentums of many wrestlers. Okay, just buried the wrestlers, for crying out loud. Daniel Bryan is probably the one guy that if you bury him, I think fans will finally realize, you know what? It doesn't matter what we think. WWE's never going to listen to us. I'm not watching this show. Or if anything, I'm just not going to watch it. Or maybe I'm just going to watch the last 5 minutes and just listen to what happens online. That's what's going to get to that point. You know, WWE, Raw used to be a fun show for me to watch. I've been a WWE fan since probably the end of the Attitude Era, near the end of the Attitude Era, 2001. I probably watched till 2008, I want to say, and I came back with the whole Summer of Punk. When he left and, you know, beat John Cena, he left, came back, that whole thing. But I really like to hear all your comments. Please, post any comments. It's my first video. You know, I'll likely respond. Subscribe to Dawn Scale, and I hope you all have a good day.